Assalamualaikum and greetings all. My name is Muhammad Khairul Aiman bin Khairuddin, and today I would like to talk about the introduction. So first is our project background. We have received a new proposed construction of 3 14 stories residential complex. Our problem statement is all building and other structures built are the series of construction project. And the first step of all this construction site is to do site clearing and also setting up the site office. Although it is the least and also the easiest job at the construction procedure, we must take this very seriously because there are still hazards in this work field and will result in serious injuries. Next is our objective: to identify the occupational hazard at workplace, to classify the variable and contributes to incidents at accident on the job site, and also to identify the hazard conduct, dangerous condition, and unexpected incident location. Next is our project scope. Our project scope is very minimal because we are confined to the site clearing and setting up office only. Next, I would like to continue to identify 10 hazards at the workplace. So the first 5 is gas and dust exposure, noise explosion, vibration from hand machine, gravitational soil erosion, and also uneven and wet soil. The next 5 is exposed to sharp things, exposed to underground electrical, exposed to unguarded swing radius, exposed to sharp blades, and also exposed to the poisonous insects. And among these 10, these are the 3 safety hazards.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Anshifka Amira binti Hamdan. Our main activities are site clearing and setting up of site office. For site clearing, there are 3 activities which are clearing and grubbing, removal of existing structure, and backfilling of swamp area. For clearing and grubbing flow chart, firstly we need to establish the survey markers of the indicate working area. Second, production of topographic survey. Third, identification and marking of all the trees that need to be felled. Next is removing of all marked trees, bushes, and vegetations. Next is construction of temporary road. And next, removal of off-site materials. And then we have to do the back and fill. And lastly is the maintenance of the surface condition. Next is the flow chart of removal of existing structure, which are the bungalow. Firstly, is we need to survey the existing structure. Secondly, is remove hazardous materials such as radioactive substances and flammable materials from the old structure. Thirdly, prepare the demolition plan. And lastly, we need to implement the safety measure. Since our site have swamp areas, so we need to backfill the swamp area firstly by building the trenches and canals to overflow the water from the swamp area. Secondly, backfill the swamp area using the dry soil, and lastly is compaction of the soil. For setting up site office, there are 4 steps that has been found. Firstly is to determine and decide uses of site office and its function during the construction work. Secondly, we need to determine the size of site office that we need. And then secondly, we need to construct the site office at factory, that we call it as prefabricated site office. And lastly is the transportation and setup of site office using crane at the site work. That's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Naina Shua binti Aminuddin and my matric numbers is AF190124. Here I will explain about the hierarchy table. The first one is the importance of hierarchy table. Hierarchy table is used to highlight all potential accident risk factor, taken into account potential hazard that may appear under any condition, and also empower workers to develop, implement and track preventative measure against workplace injury risk. Next, I will continue with the risk assessment process based on hierarchy table. The 3 basic components of the hierarchy table are hazard identification, risk analysis, and also risk control. Explosion of an old building is an work activity that might cause noise, which can result in a permanent hearing loss. The likelihood rating for the activity in the risk analysis is 5, meaning that it poses the greatest risk, and the severity rating is 2. Therefore, the hazard risk is 10, which fall inside the medium risk category. Lastly, I will explain about the recommended countermeasure that can be put into practice for risk control. Use of low noise tool and machinery is required for the engineering control of this hazard. A barrier must also be put in the between employee and the noise source. Working with trained workers, limiting the time spent near the noise source, and operating noisy equipment during the shift when the fewer individuals are on site are the countermeasure for the administrative control. Last but not least, for the PPE control, employee need to use the hearing protection device to reduce the noise.
Hi, my name is Nur Rifka. So today I will explain about the control measures. The first one is water suppression method. Second, installation of barricade, installation of soil cover, installation of cordon, and make sure that all excavator and bulldozer operators have license. And next, always bring first aid kit to site, use anti-vibration glove, and use earmuff. So the next one is impact of engineering safety practices to social. It will build a safe and pleased working environment for all workers. Next, for the economy, no additional cost needed to cover accidents at workplace. And for environment, development with environmental considerations will lead to sustainable development.
Hi, my name is Nor Adina. So I'm going to talk about the critical risk. Events that have the potential to seriously harm a corporate operation, result in the death or permanent impairment of a worker, or both are referred to as a critical risk. So, during the site preparation, where the site clearing was conducted, the use of handheld machines such as pneumatic driller is the most critical risk for safety risk. The hazard from this activity is vibration from the hand machine, which can affect or cause the tingling, numbness, and blanching of finger. Besides, an employee who regularly use this machine could suffer permanent injury known as hand-arm vibration syndrome. The risk analysis for this activity can be classified as a high-level risk. For the risk control, the recommended control measures are use the low possible vibration tools or machine. Maintain the tool regularly so that they are balanced and have no loose part. Limit the use of high vibration tools wherever possible. Workers have training and education in controlling the vibration tool or machine and limit the time that employees are exposed to vibration. The worker that involved in using the vibrate tools and machines should wear anti-vibration gloves. So, the explosion of old building for the site clearing has proven to be the most critical risk in health risk among others. The hazards from this activity are the gas and the dust exposure, which can affect or cause in increasing and occurrence of airway symptom, nasal mucosal swelling, and elevated level of nitric oxide in exhaled air that can lead to fatality. The risk analysis for this activity can be classified as a high-level risk. For the risk control, use water suppression to reduce the dust level during the explosion. Explosion work should be carried out by trained personnel to reduce the risk that might occur during the work. Any staff working on the demolition site must have the appropriate qualification, training, and experience. And lastly, to control the measure during the work, the suitable respiratory PPE should be used.
Finally, I will talk about the conclusion. So in summary, the workplace hazard may be recognized by collecting data, evaluating, and classifying the relevant circumstances that contribute to an accident or incident. Then, machinery and site design, methods and procedure used in construction site, materials and chemicals, and the surrounding environment can also be classed as dangerous acts and situation. Finally, every accident was an unintended, unexpected, and also unpredictable occurrence that result in the short or long-term injuries or death, as well as damage to the machinery. This incident should be taken seriously and action should be done to prevent similar incident and accident in the future. That's all from me. Thank you.